Hi, my name is Jennifer Korn. I'm the manager of the Teen Spot, which is the teen department at the main library in downtown Cincinnati. Prior to working here, I was a teen librarian at a branch, and I was also a children's librarian, and I'm a lifelong reader. I have loved reading my entire life. I have a lot of memories as a young girl with reading. One early memory I have is taking one of my books over to my next door neighbor's house. Her name was Ree, and I'd sit on her porch and she'd make me a glass of sweet tea, and she'd have her glass of sweet tea and she'd sit there reading a romance novel, and I would read one of my little paperbacks that I had. Another early reading memory I have was if I got money for my birthday, let's say I got $5 from my grandpa, the first thing I would do is go to the bookstore and buy a book. I just loved having books around. Fiction, nonfiction, it didn't matter. I brought a book of mine that is mine from when I was younger. It's called When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth. I loved dinosaurs. I was obsessed with them. So anything I could get my hands on about dinosaurs was great. And I found this in my old toy box over the weekend. So my parents still had it. So anything I wanted to know about dinosaurs and fossils I could find in this book, and I must have read it probably a dozen times over several years. One of my favorite authors growing up was Roald Dahl, a British author. I've got some of my favorite books of him: Danny the Champion of the World, my absolute favorite, The BFG, and then James and the Giant Peach. A lot of Roald Dahl's books are set in fantasy worlds, or kind of this world with a fantasy twist, like The BFG is the story of Sophie and her friend, the Big Friendly Giant, and the Big Friendly Giant takes Sophie to his world. Or James and the Giant Peach. James is a young boy who lives with his mean aunts, and one day he shrinks down and lives in the pit of a peach with several other creatures that you can see here on the cover. Or a lot of his stories are about kids doing really awesome things and saving the adults in their life, like Danny the Champion of the World, who has to save his dad from the evil Mr. Hazel, whose picture is on the back of this book. Quentin Blake illustrated a lot of Roald Dahl's books, and the illustrations are really fun. I think reading is really important for many reasons. Reading is the gateway to everything else in life. From your day-to-day, going to the grocery, going to the bank, you have to be able to read just to live, but it's also a gateway of learning. You can't learn about anything else unless you know how to read. It just opens up the entire world to you, both for pleasure and just for self-improvement and for education and for work. So it's an essential life skill, and it opens so many doors, and it also opens a whole new window of entertainment and pleasure. Reading matters, Cincinnati.